Hello, I'm Robin, and welcome to BookSpin. Why Call 'Em Back from Heaven? 1967. This is my first book by Clifford Simak, and it has a fascinating premise and some really interesting themes, such as immortality, materialism, corporate power, and the hubris of science. It's set in the year 2148, in a world in which cryonic preservation has become the norm for humanity after death. That is to say, as soon as someone dies, their body is stored and frozen in the belief that they will be resurrected at some point in the near future once you have obtained the necessary technology to do this. This is not just a distant hope. Everyone thinks this is inevitable and only a matter of time. We're also very confident that scientists are on the path to finding cures for all our diseases and ailments, and that once we have the ability to revive all these frozen people, we can essentially make everyone immortal. Now, there is this organization, a huge organization called Forever Center, and for almost 200 years, they have been managing this whole process. And it is they who give everyone the promise of eventual revival and eternal life. And it works like this. Everyone has implanted in their bodies a transmitter device, and when someone dies, this sends a signal as soon as their heartbeat stops for a Forever Center team to recover their body for cryonic preservation. They have recovery centers all over the world, so no matter where you are, they are never too far away to collect a body after death. It is essential that a corpse is recovered as soon as possible, otherwise there is a risk that it will be too late to preserve it. Now, as people have put so much faith in this technology, Forever Center has become extremely wealthy and powerful as a result. In order to set themselves up for their future life, people will do whatever it takes to ensure they have the most comfortable existence in the future, working their entire lives to meet the demands for their trust fund required for the corporation to look after their bodies after death. People believe that they need to invest as much as possible to benefit from the interest that will accumulate until revival day. As a result, Forever Center has gained most of the world's capital and established a corporate megastate. They're so powerful that no government can touch them. Moreover, the masses have become miserly and don't want to spend money on unnecessary luxuries in this life, like restaurants, nightlife, and concerts. So civilization has become culturally stagnant as a result. This is a really interesting piece of dystopian world building. It's kind of a perversion of traditional religious doctrines about the afterlife, especially the kind of eschatological sects who believe that the end times are at hand and promote a life of asceticism. In fact, in this world, religion has all but died out, as people no longer feel the need for ancient superstition when there is the real promise of resurrection and eternal life based on science. There are still a few believers around though, and these are called holies, who are religious dissidents who come into conflict with Forever Center and society at large by proclaiming that this form of physical immortality is a poor, fake substitute for the real spiritual immortality offered by God. Another interesting concept in this story is the challenge the world faces with overpopulation. At this point in the future, we already have something like 100 billion souls living on Earth, and urbanization has been taken to the extreme, and people live in very crowded conditions. There's some interesting debate about how to manage all of the extra billions of people that will be introduced after Revival Day. And the solutions range from building huge mega apartments that would support a whole city, migrating to other planets, or even time migration. This is another far-fetched technology that we are increasingly led to believe will soon be possible. And the idea is we will send a great mass of resurrectees back in time, millions of years, to colonize Earth in the distant past. Some of these ideas are almost humorous in their absurdity. I've not even mentioned the characters in this book yet, or the plot, so I'll just quickly touch on that very briefly. All you need to know is the main character is a publicity officer, Daniel Frost, who's working for Forever Center, and he stumbles upon some critical information that he's not meant to know, and subsequently finds himself hunted down by agents among his own colleagues who wish to stop him. Simak's writing is very accessible and engaging, and most of the story takes on the feel of a dystopian thriller. While the characters are not very memorable, and the antagonist in particular, who is pursuing Frost, has almost no character development, the narrative is nevertheless captivating and fast-paced to read. I will say that the ending felt pretty sudden and a little anticlimactic, so that was a little disappointing. Overall, though, it's a good story, but I think the real strength in this novel is in its thought-provoking ideas. Like all good science fiction, it deals with deep themes and encourages the reader to think about important questions. Questions about life, death, and the purpose of existence. I'm giving this a rating of 4 stars. Let me know if you've read this or any other Clifford Simak books, as I'm looking forward to seeing what else he has come up with. Okay, it's BookSpinner time again. Since my last review video, I've added 5 new titles to this list, which are these titles up here. I talked about them in my recent book haul video. So let's see what the next book's going to be. Wayfarer's Quartet. This is the second book of the Wayfarers series by Becky Chambers, and it's called A Closed and Common Orbit. I recently read the first book, which I enjoyed a lot, so this will be an interesting book to follow up on. Let's have a look at what it says. Once Lovelace had eyes and ears everywhere. She was a ship's artificial intelligence system, possessing a personality and very human emotions. But when her ship was badly damaged, Lovelace was forced to reboot and reset. Now housed in an illegal synthetic body, she's never felt so isolated. But Lovelace is not alone. Pepper, an engineer who risked her life to reinstall Lovelace's program, has remained by her side and is determined to help her, because Pepper knows a thing or two about starting over. Pepper was born Jane 23, part of a slave class created by a rogue society of genetic engineers. At 10 years old, she had never seen the sky. But when an industrial accident gave Jane 23 a chance to escape, she jumped at the opportunity to leave her captivity. Now recreated as Pepper, she makes it her mission to help Lovelace discover her own place in the world. Huge as the galaxy may be, it's anything but empty. Okay, I'm looking forward to that one. Review coming soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more sci-fi content.